Will, Jennifer, thank you for seeing us on such short notice.
Well, you did serve our client with a lawsuit. Nevertheless, we have an offer for you.
Okay, so typically offers are not exchanged between lawyers in a conference room like this. Typically offers are exchanged in a letter or sometimes discussed on a phone call, but you're not likely going to see one set of lawyers drive to the other lawyer's office in order to receive a settlement offer. But again, this makes for better TV if it's done this way than writing a letter.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh. So the folder is slid across the table in a very dramatic way, and the offer is contained in the folder. That, like I said again, is not really the way these things are typically done. I will say, though, that the insurance company offer being BS, that's pretty realistic.
You called us all the way down here for this? I wouldn't wipe my ass with this.
Well, Robert, we don't look at it that way.
How exactly do you look at it, Will?
We look at it as a gift to a couple of vultures trying to pick the flesh off the bones of an old case.
So do lawyers talk to each other like that during settlement negotiations? Yeah, actually, we get fairly candid with one another. I don't know that this sort of thing is very effective as far as trying to intimidate one side or the other. But if you know counsel on the other side, yeah, there's been plenty of times when I've told the lawyer on the other side that their case is bullshit, and they've done the same. And so that sort of thing does happen.
That is what every lawyer who has had something to hide has ever said. And it doesn't change the fact that your client killed 200 people.
Then we're going to tell you what we told the last attorney.
You go to trial, you'll be buried in paperwork for the next 10 years.
And so 10 years might be a stretch, but it is true that large litigation, so like in this case, for instance, there's a couple hundred plaintiffs, and the allegation is that the medical provider has killed these folks over a period of time. And so there would be a lot of discovery in a case like that, thousands and thousands and thousands of pages, and it's extremely time consuming and expensive. And so that's actually true, but 10 years might be a little bit of an overstatement.
Well, if this were yesterday, then we might be rattled by that. But since then, new information has come to light.
And what new information is that?
This is a list of everyone who works at my firm.
And this is a list of everyone that works at mine.
And so the new information that has come to light apparently is the roster that they have in their law firms. And so, again, I'm not sure that that's new information, but it's pretty dramatic for the TV show. And so they're apparently trying to make the point that they can't be intimidated by the insurance company.
You see, we're not some solo practitioner with a part-time paralegal working out of a mall.
What my associate is getting at is we're two huge law firms, perfectly designed to kick your ass.
I don't care how many people work at your firms, someone needs to pay their salaries. And if you're working on this, you're not doing that.
And so what she's referring to is that in a lot of these pieces of litigation, the plaintiff's side doesn't make any money, doesn't get a bill of file necessarily, or get paid until the very end of the case. And so her point is that this is going to go on for an extremely long period of time. You and all of these people in these documents that you just showed us are going to work forever, and you're not going to be getting paid. And that's going to bleed your firm dry, is her point. And that's true, actually, in that the plaintiff isn't going to get paid until the end, and the plaintiff's law firm has to foot the bill until then.
And doesn't it come in handy to have a $20 billion hedge fund footing the bill?
And so what he's referring to is that his law firm is being financed by a hedge fund that's worth $20 billion. I doubt they put $20 billion toward his law firm, but that he is being financed by a well-heeled hedge fund. And that's litigation finance is actually something that has really become or increased in frequency lately. And it's a good thing, frankly, because a lot of times you'll have a situation, kind of a David and Goliath situation, to where you have individuals, like in this case, trying to take on a large corporate defendant and or insurance company. And so the plaintiffs are going to have to finance that litigation potentially in order to have the staying power to go to trial, because the plaintiffs have to pay all the expenses. The lawyers have to pay the expenses along the way until they get to Judgment Day. And so in order to be able to do that, a lot of times litigation finance is necessary.
So you can either add a bunch of zeros to this bullshit offer, or we'll see you in court.
And so, yeah, there's some parts of this that are realistic, but that sort of a dramatic meeting typically doesn't happen. But insurance companies not offering real money until right before trial, that happens every day.